I don't know whether he's still called the couple. Are you still the couple?
I'm Sammi Awuku.
Yay, brother Sammi, we are working there.
I know.
So you're still not boys are bread, right?
Boys manage situation, you know.
Boys manage situation, no.
Boys manage situation.
And then they see a boys manage situation.
So yes.
Still
no. Say Obi can as a friend growing concern.
Okay.
And there's you can't completely wipe it off. Until day in day out, you work towards improve. Na mranti ene mabawa so no omuye die apomuden sem adwuma sem. You definitely will always find somebody on the street. No insurance you need adons you need so. But we continue to remain hopeful.
You think, sir, straight from 8 years down to 9 months, you've been an advocate for have you seen that improvement or the expectation you were looking at? And if not, bibi wo hwafo say betimi aye
person me kind supposed to be a me home.
Okay,
I want to be sure I saw it well.
Okay.
You go see it, I'm sure I'll
you
pick it up
look
from
Vomawo. Okay. Yeah. Me who's Abrantian.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not so okay. Be as it may.
Okay.
Also, still I know the price about a year. Or say the size of both float, no. Even though no time and $1 near 15, both float size, a bono encore from. They say quite a salmon I was and said the size no has decreased. I'm sure that will answer. No answer. But could you what Mamma
yes.
Yedi can Mamma Chow. Mamma Boa Basso, Memo with tea for so no more share with feed so abaso. Now, well, more let me single you out as a brother, as a friend. Could you know fear saying and you gave me my first afternoon short program.
Yeah.
Obekaya.
Yes.
That time names in our semper.
It's true.
Until Kana de me a corner.
Yeah.
It's a bro way and kakaka. No one can say that was the beginning of Sammi Awuku. It was one man I brought me to a political program. So and I owe 3 people that yourself, the late Kwabena Kwache, and Akwame Sefakai.
Wow.
So you gave me my first short political program, afternoon program on Asempa. Kwabena Kwache gave me my first short political program, one evening program.
Okay.
That's Omane from Boiling Point.
Yes.
Kwame Sefakai gave me my first morning short on Kokroko.
Wow.
It's a moment me and Sanade, Nyakopon Fire of Akwache crazy.
Yeah.
But most are not nipa me and some way. Your friend me cry na me ti wheelchair and me ya there. Pacho. To be sad me say that ben na meet me best to say chief that ben na person me back.
Exactly.
It's Monday. Me no when ditch me.
Davi.
We put every program on hold. The whole constituency.
Yeah.
It's answer as unyankai. And it's always a pleasure to also see you.
Thank you.
And one thing so I made dream one na man ti asieda. Is that Kwajonya's ultimatum na Mecca. We're raising many presenters, sports journalists, political broadcast journalists, and we're producing Bebre across from station. You've traveled many stations.
Yeah.
I never understood why. Now we're Mununtimin Kase or Deshi and Kwa Akwejane. I want to look, now I'm hosting it on because you used to host even entertainment program.
Yes, I do.
It's me my follow again. Oh, it's my auntie said that. Be as it may, it's a case will be a capua. It's quite Tiono na ye Caponi. And I do the Honkaka. To be can as I say, yes, no. Aquabina no can as I say, I saw from Penifono. I would have most sorry, I must say, and Colana, the and I can infinia me, infinia. Yes, no, be now on a bar. So it's a pleasure to be here, and a good morning to
everybody.
Good morning.
And I always also say that I owe gratitude to Kwabena Kessben. Kwabena Kessben also did what you're saying. I mean, he was like on TCSR.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of the mysteries.
You know, I mean, you should come and sit.
And you know yourself. And kwajo be deep. What kind of name for Becca is a master? Anyway, and you decided to now sit behind the console yourself.
Exactly.
At the appointed.
Get to see my CEO.
And CEO do a brutal. He's a man of many parts.
Sure.
My my friend of Kofa by. Neoyenas we nyuma we be so for this year for Ghana for my metro a friend is a non-Ghanaian a Ghana phone one phone right from cleaners to security to production team to the broadcast journalists and receptionists, secretaries, and it is helping reduce the burden on government.
Sure.
And that is why I say the private sector, and President Kufuor said also the engine of growth.
Sure.
Into once they are supported with policies are conducive, they can expand. If Omar Kwabena Kessben me oche me 1,000 Ghana cedis. Me do car park on asa. Okay. Kwabena Kessben no mano an incentive of 1,000 cedis. No discard, an incentive. He can employ 2 more people.
It's true.
Because Obiane Nadomache.
It's true.
He is an entrepreneur.
It's true.
And he's a businessman. He may be there. Political science, psychology, lawyer. Yeah, by the training of a politician, it's
true.
For a businessman, he retains and expands.
It's true.
And when I see people are in the field of business and entrepreneurship, they win my heart any day.
All right.
Me bona baso.
That's a power. Kofi Dia Sammi Kancho say obubo lesson o mundi ni ono beku.
Oh, Emmanuel Kofi Dia. Kofi Dia ja. Ono no akwa bone bako a just diabolic man kwan o de be shase. Kofi me cha baby a obi and in fact it's so true.
Yeah.
Kofi so me mu Hot FM.
Yes.
Yeah, me won kai pa. And I've kept faith and friendship with all these people I've mentioned.
That's so right.
They will tell you.
So right.
And Kwajo, you know me, you know it.
So right.
Kofi Dia yourself, Sifaka, the late of Akwache, and son of Fifi Boafo.
Exactly.
Solomon Sasumensa.
Yes.
Emmanuel Kofi. So you are so right. And up to date.
Yes.
I've still kept in touch with these people.
It's good.
Yes,
that's
and me call national youth organizer me kaipa as a kwa we do just communicator keke untimi nye adwuma no mwana mugina mu sa se hwe we obetimi aboa mo nti me creation of the media.
Sure.
Sammi Awuku na dodona the media created me too and positioned me, encouraged me to even run for national youth organizer Mekai Neko. It took some journalists who came together to even print 2,000 t-shirts from when I was going for national youth organizer.
Wow.
As youth leader, my party by power.
It's true.
As national organizer, a boy, so, Momo Diano, you are supposed to be the vanguard in the space.
Sure.
Yes, we are Diano. Your chair. It's important that we are scrutinized, we are called out and shaped.
Yeah, that's
now. You know one purpose. Is the enterprise Ghana. So na be Ghana and also be economy. Whether in this or MPP, Obiano is selected to advance the country to the next level. The approach may be different, but the destination should not change. Because if we want to get to cycle, Rebecca said, Oduka price or Kwakofaku community.
It's true.
Akonantimo, why the baby city overhead, next was a baby rasia.
Yeah, no
problem. Obisubit Makaza no, me and Kessben anymore.
It's true.
Kwako overhead, na say Asan Kwako station.
Yeah.
So the destination should not change.
Yeah, no
it's the approach, and I answer something.
Yeah, no Now, picking up the mantle to run as an MP.
That's right.
Now, an MP for a year, Akuapem North. It's saying amount. It's a new feeling, but how is it?
It's a new feeling and a new phase. So, in 2012, I plan ahead.
Okay.
In 2012, I decided someday I want to serve my people at Akuapem North. 2012.
Wow.
And in Kaka, I was visiting home because Akuapem North one a major fee.
Okay.
Major fee Mampong.
Okay.
Mampong. So yeah, one of the towns I work Akuapem North. Uriwa Akuapem North move from Accra. After a break, you go to Ashirase.
Yes.
After Ashirase, you enter Obosemase.
Yes.
Obosemase is the first town out the Akuapem North.
Oh, okay.
Nti ufi Obosemase a no wako tutu. Ufi tutu a no wedu Mampong. Mampong na mifi. Then after Mampong, eya Botechi. After Botechi, eya Monochrome. After Monochrome, eya Manfe. Udu Manfe, you have two options. So Oriko straighter, you are heading towards Ekropong. Then there's a bypass to Latte. Onu Naka and Mpesuaso. Udu Manfe now for left towards Koforidia. We descend there through Kwamoso, Tinkong, then you enter Koforidia.
Yeah.
So from Obosemase, that's after Ebri Assurance, Akuapem North ends at Eastern Premier Hotel.
Oh, okay.
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 It's
I've seen
a
it.
vast constituency. And now do man for now go straight to a Ekropong, Hososo na end at that end.
Wow.
Then when you branch off the latter road, that's also the called latter. And you could see latter who descended down towards the Dodoa Road. Akuapem North. That's
Yes. Tamara Hono.
Yes.
Wow.
So the feeling, when I decided to contest, me told me boss, and I made sure share baby I said the Niamato. I warmed myself into the heart of the people. Now it wasn't a rush, it's not organic, gradual. Already a fasha wakobi. Already a program from 2012. It was gradual.
Wow.
Even that was before I maybe contested for National Youth Organizer. Because I became National Youth Organizer in 2014. But I had plans of being an MP there someday. To be the National Youth Organizer. From there, still as Nami Kofi, Nami Boawom, the constituency, the member of parliament. That's an EW Boafo.
Yes, Boafo, yes.
Me somno, me in a year Juma. Program be no muhiya mi be mi kobi. After Dobio Boafo and Minia Bea Nana Dokwesi Ameje so by that I supported the party and the constituency. Any program I'm to frame and even elections more be else the party, the constituency executive, the constituency I provided that I'm then after national organizer, my term of office by in 2022 June, and at that time I was Director General of the NLA, and I decided to call for party executive position. It's time to go home. So that whole mantra, Ufie, we are going home, and Ufie is a greeting of the Akuapem people. So the who has election because we are Kapiniba, and so what can say Ufie pay, and so after serving as national youth leader, national organizer, I decided it's time to now go home. The dream that started in 2012. So someday maybe be a warm should be going. Na so abame na so. And sorry I suffer so abame ho. Say me tramini me fear. So I plan on contesting, and today I'm not a parliamentary candidate or aspirant. Akuapem North, Mpesuaso constituents na nanom ne asofo and Krumanfo one darumenti and me the member of parliament for the Akuapem North constituency.
Wonderful.
You walked into parliament in a new environment. And I needed to also learn and understand the rudiment of the game. And then and so far the last 8 months, 8 months, I wouldn't say it's been challenging, but it's been an eye-opener. Because what I was used to as national organizer, national youth organizer in corporate life, very different. And in parliament, they almost said political parties being to about a but you know, the inscription on NPP member of parliament for Akuapem North and NDC member of parliament for Buem.
Okay.
A member of parliament.
Okay.
So it is believed the thinking and the focus should be on nation building.
Okay.
And aside that, so I've also learned a lot about how to work as a team, because we support each other, especially when minority for your numbers, we are challenged. So Brano, we need to look out for each other and support leadership led by the Honorable Afenyo Markin, deputized by Mama Patricia PJ, the Honorable Frank Anodompre, the Honorable Habib Idrisu, and the Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib. They've been fantastic leaders. They've helped us navigate Mukaka. So we keep learning, and I'm sure I will be better in the coming months on the floor of Parliament. Back home, in the constituency, I also keep engaging my people, making sure that there should be an important and fine blend between your work in the House of Parliament and your work in the constituency. Okay. Because you see, Kwejo, it's the people that elected you to represent them. If they withdraw that social contract, sa kungana otesono ontanasubio. Two man can be out there. Na on time kofia, they withdraw that social contract. Okay. And any least opportunity at Minyano, I try to go back. Saturday like this, I was there called 7 funerals. Wow. And now too, I was there to attend church programs. You know, if you hear, person come visit some of the corporate institutions here, our constituency, about back. Or China, person could share security agencies needs to be check up on them, find out what is happening. Ukuda amonokron for almost omudi adai, omubutu adai. So okochia nananom wa momutrim kwa asanshi won cry for. So if you are not strategic, you'll be consumed by just the work you won't crime. Okay. That's one lesson, any advice. I mean, if you in more parliament, and I think that is important. Okay. If you ask me of my, I miss me by as a new member of parliament, my Pesias Rombeka Church, Sammi is engaging, and my coffee bibi our friend Ofie Market. Okay. And the Ofie Market, no, in fact, during my campaign, me who say, in fact, who descend the manfe here, no, or a cocoa down. So 38% of my constituency are below Manfi Hill. Okay. Okay. In terms of the electorate. Okay. Normally are predominantly farmers. Yes, it's true. Okay. Into about 60% no more the upper hill. There's also holding Kamangwas, also Tinko, Kebu, Nyame Betre, Konko, Niadina, or the majority are farming areas. So, me campaign me who say the post-harvest losses I walk down the lower hill na real. Into one bit to me a dua one no buy a best no unya kakre don be back to the center. And then I have one major market which is Adolso Market. Adolso Market is Tuesdays and Fridays. So I decided to create another economic hub Okay. At Amonochrome. Okay. Obibeka say Amonochrome for me is central. Okay. Our constituency neither Monochrome or Manfe. Okay. But Manfe is already busy. They run about, they have stations, they have a lot of activities there. Yeah. I also wanted to bring up a Monochrome. Now Monochrome is a very small town, but Omudimpa. Yeah. Now one man say Esuketwa Inumegware. Small river or stream but can bath itself. Yeah. Intimene nananom tenase. Na mekaze na no sinkweti aya Monochrome me bona baso me danase so pa no simpesem dey this initiative ba ho. So as an MP what I do is that the last Saturday of every month you befa tracks at the cost is on me the MP. Okay. Na me the action the farmers and the one harvested product from all the villages now lower hill near the Abba Monochrome. Okay. So and it's a free and open market. Okay. They don't pay for any shed. they don't pay for any chair or canopy.
Wow.
Until maybe one bar, then the consumers and the buyers can buy fresh farm produce at farm gate prices.
Okay. Because
at the cost, the farm produce, the transportation. So if the MP no afasakana, the farmers number. So now they are so excited. The first one was in March. March, I mean, it registered 1,000 patrons. Then the second one was in April, the last Saturday of April. They also registered about 2,500 patrons who came to buy, who came to sell, who came to buy in bulk and go and resell. Then the third one was in May. May registered about 4,000 patrons.
Wow. Increasing.
June registered about 6,000 or so. In July registered about 8,000 patrons.
Wow.
August because maybe only do the grounds.
Okay.
And as we also begin the festivities towards Ojurania Day. Into September, then we are hoping that it will be bigger because that's the last Ofie before the Ojura festivities.
Yeah.
That's on the sideline, because what I also do is that Obiba Obeton Ade and Obeto Ade, yeah, not in Medinech, into my creating a kids' place, the bouncy castle and the music.
Oh wow!
So the kids play all round.
Whilst the mother also work.
The mother also work, and their security people are any assistance they have from Frano.
Wonderful.
So it's a shopping experience.
Wonderful.
Me as an MP, we don't take it down there. How me? And it's a man who corporate Ghana. Now they also come to mount their canopies, branding, and then they are doing business without even coming to look for the organizers. Until September, then they won't be like that.
Okay.
If corporate Ghana Day, it's important they chip in. If it's the farmers and the traders, it's free.
Okay.
But corporate Ghana Day, you're a business profit-making entity. So, and we are also now reaching out to other partners. We've had other beverage industries almost, they've come in to support.
Nice.
And it's going bigger and bigger.
Nice.
The difficulty is maybe the venue at a point by end of the year we may have to look at because it keeps growing.
Okay.
Aside that, Ms. Meba on my CC school at my renovating hospitals. I've made sure it's ongoing.
Okay.
I've completed 8 projects in 8 months.
Okay. Wonderful.
And spread between the bigger towns and the smaller towns.
Wonderful. I think first last Saturday and say I will move from Dodo and come and shop because I didn't know.
In fact, people make it part of their schedule because cheaper.
And I'm making
now we're talking for the month
straight.
Now Saturday, Saturday, dear Yanyan. Mohona, opinion be friend. Sammi, Yababe do and a man, so Nana, and I dinner Yeri a man in your DB. Maybe I don't know about the romantic. Apparently, I didn't know so no bar or the 300 minimum 300 beds.
Okay.
Poultry.
Ooh.
Just on every Saturday and all the any sales, not one remains. Till now, me I didn't know. So I hardly go.
Yeah.
So when I said no, the buyer no not say I Akuapem. It was not boy be any and I'm so and I said the connect. Yeah, it's a feeding by me cost.
Akuapem for 7 countries or more coin and many more no so fix them Akuapem secondary school.
No, we are doing. In fact, if I can so about but Akuapem was the first school I made a project. Ultra modern basketball and volleyball court man.
Okay.
And they are right. And just Omanimo is the inner road. School quiet I think towards the administration, and I want to sit down with the old student.
Okay.
Old Student Association.
Okay.
We just share government in Kwanzaa and fact. Now, as an MP, almost as partners, all students, and the school and the PTA, let's see what we can do for them. JFK said that, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can also do for your country. Luckily, they say, Nana Sasasraku, life patron of the Akuapem Old Students Association. Nana Sasasraku is now the board chairman. For SNET. And I won't cancel. An American is saying, a partnership to fix Akuapem Senior High School Road.
Yeah, that's my thinking, right?
Yeah, that's my
Mensa in Obuase or say I am NDC man, but In MPP, this man in the studio is the holy hope. I feel him, Mr. Awuku, and also Nadia or de Eba. Now, yanko straight to the issues, national issues. Bakumi Unibinafe, Yentinsi, the MPP, and share what is really happening there. Now, one of the biggest issues that has really gone on within the week has to do with the sack of the Chief Justice. May I show what?
I mean, I feel bad for President Mahama.
Oh,
I feel bad for him because you see.
Well, you saw Mrao.
Emrano, kwajo. You see, onyeme nyina ho kwan. Benye nyina na fata. If I want to arrest Kwajo Prekondankwa today, I can employ every trick, exploit every law. Anya no betumbako. Because you drive. Me stop you. Me check it bibiano me to be first aid. I can even check the tire pressure. And you go like a bay where you feel that you are being targeted. Secondly, NDC had done quite some work in trying to move away from a dark past about the judiciary. They had done some work in trying to move away with the election of Professor Mills, Anna Oye law lecturer and a professor in law, and as an academic. Mills brought a new face to the NDC. And my academia for no beginning to have a second look at the NDC. Obekaya, there was a time when they started even losing cases during Professor Mills. One of it was a Yana murder trial and all that. A pushy their national chairman, the late Kwabneje, to say that there are so many ways of killing a cat. It shook the judiciary because of Abakosem. Because 3 high court judges were murdered cold blood in the middle of the night. Nyankopon na yomadom since you toy. And their remains would never have been found. Until you've had a party and this antecedent. Sam Renona, these Erukasem course were 2 judges. Fast forward the comment of Dr. Kwabneje, there are so many ways of killing a cat. See, they're moving on gradually as a nation. See, you break away from Sanyame. So, President Mahama, you get an overwhelming endorsement at the polls. I was surprised when initially people were even talking about Mahama going for a 3rd term. You know, that conversation
that also came up,
And even this Constitutional Review Committee or Commission, people thought that it was a veiled attempt to smuggle in that day.
Exactly.
I would have been surprised because he was elected under a constitution. And the constitution had provided that he was going to serve for another term. That's the 4 years. And laws in take retrospective. Who pass him running there, it looks forward. But we all believe that in the name fair non tunche. The President Mahama now says so no, he won't be on the ballot. Constitutionally, he wasn't going to be on the ballot. But you can have adventurers. They can pump it into your head. Look, power can trick you, President Kufuor. You may even look invincible when you have power, but power is so transient. When it leaves you, we have been in power before, and to me, who will be equal to me? Nani pano be intoxicated by the sound of his own voice, and begins to feel like a king. By a 2 politicians swabber. Once upon a time, MPP had 1 million votes in our basket. The same Ghana for no NDC and Tutiao, a mine overwhelming majority. Yenke bin shemu, yenyi bin fimu. Yenkofa Somalia for Egyptians, any Moroccans, any Malians, Semigum. The same Ghanaians went to the polls. Down the line again, NPP and him, SR Tutiama, NDC overwhelming majority of almost 1.7. It shows that the voter is complicated. Until clearly, President Mahama's overwhelming majority in Parliament the goodwill you have at the polls. What will a chief justice? I will also hear another arm of a government. Ebe too injurious to your government. So you assume, mama examples. Say, Emrano, even in police, one for be urban sabotage. Police ni person chiwa, bit ma tata the whole, they'll cross one yellow. Or shano nyahia na mebo ni mani biche. This is not an appointee of the executive. This is the head of another arm. Your three arms of government: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Interestingly, the head of the judiciary swears in the heads of both the legislature and the executive. And again, as a government, when I appointed the attorney general, when I appointed even justices to the court, and the law is in the bosom of the judge. It's not a year too much for the Mahama administration to deal with. And we don't have to be friends to work together. But you have to be clear. We don't have to be friends to work together. We only have to have the respect between us to work together. Professor Mills Bayen, he worked with Georgina Wood. There were times that some decisions from the court, but working with Georgina Wood. President Kufuor Beto, your friend is saying, a CJ who was there from Rawlins's time, and Edina escaping me, but I can't get it. He worked with a person. Beto, in fact, dear Fanan was speaker.
Yeah.
But Oyenajuma Kama, Edekwe, I will be an antete, no. Into a saya mimi shows in this year chato, and its implications is that this is the first time under our democracy. A sitting chief justice has been removed.
But I mean, through a
under
petition.
the fourth Republican rule.
Yes.
What can say through a petition? I'm saying, oh yeah, but the threshold. Come on. Say, oh, Nipano, what is due here as entitlement and the conditions of service. So you are saying that the chief justice traveled with the husband and the child, and that is a higher threshold to remove a sitting chief justice. Because you may perform to find on you a very easy. Likewise me. Now you know the danger. If we don't take care and protect our democracy, you start seeing some decisions coming through the court. Because the judiciary now, either they will be in a panic mode or they will be forced to toe the line of the executive. Into justice now, court, which is the last pillar of your redress, yes, patapapio to create them run a raw. And ubi chintimon sa no foul who they so trample upon her. The only place that you seek redress is the law court. Police nichewa, at the end of the day, if the case is strong enough, it must end in the law court.
But I mean, Mr. Sassim, who looks at it to say say threshold nesun and a threshold nesun? The article that he issue the 416. Yes,
they brought petitions. One of the petition, the company was saying NGO na nipa no kote didn't exist at the Registrar General. It didn't. But the sitting Chief Justice is forced to come answer to things that doesn't even exist. In terms of, and in law, no, fraud vitiates everything. If Kujupre Kundankwa Bekachem, so he's a broadcast journalist with Kessben TV, say, wants to have an interview with me. Now, me ko check na Kujupre Kundankwa is not an employee and it's not a broadcast journalist with Kessben. Right from the beginning, I don't have to even listen to you because you came in under impersonation and a pretext of fraud. The same way, I haven't been a chief justice before and I haven't been a judge before, but you heard from some of the testimonies of people who have sat on the seat. You heard from Sophia Kufu and her comment, that of Justice Eni Yeboah, that of Jose Doche. It should tell you, say, it's an abnormal situation. I feel bad for President Mahama because he didn't need this. He actually didn't. Until now, no, Obibia no Babetina Ghana Benya Kunyaneso. In future, we'll use this as a precedent. and cite it so. But under President John Dramani Mahama, a Chief Justice was removed. So if now I'm removing even all justices of the Supreme Court, then you can't question me.
At least per the petition that comes, because if
the petition there was weak, and the threshold for me has been lowered on stated misconduct. Let's say a Chief Justice.
But who determines it as weakness? As weak?
The President. And you establish a prima facie case.
Good.
Fine. You give the person to a fair hearing. Now the person even though, sir, you know what? It makes the whole thing interesting. The woman raised it in her argument. One of the petitioners, Osei, the lawyer, and I said, Judge, they were part of the panel as I investigating me as the accused. Into a panel, the one chairing it, so I even have a difficulty.
Like Justice Palmer,
yes, for instance, yeah. Your man can testify. Your man even copies of the testimonies of the accusers. Yeah, the phone that's stripping, she's incommunicado with everyone. You don't treat a Chief Justice like that. On your High Court judge and a Circuit Court judge, that is the oracle of your constitution. And for me, I have a difficulty.
Okay.
But I am sad because the moment the citizens give up and lose confidence and hope in the judicial system, that means you are preparing the ground. Say, court is not an option. Which Ghana we've come too far for us to slip back into. So I just think that it was unnecessary.
People are seeing same self petitions happening to EC.
Yeah. The template is a playbook. But Obi, I know I compare that of the CJ's own to Charlotte's. It's different. Charlotte, the deputies were those who petitioned, and they were fighting among themselves. And the deputies testified against their boss. EC is a constitutional body. But you're talking about an arm of a government. If you don't have 4 arms, the EC is another arm of government. The 3 arms here, the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. These are and beneath these 3 arms, and the structures flow. And the Charlotte situation was completely different. On the deputies, deputy commissioners. Now I yet tough war. Then this one accuses this one in the open. This one alleges impropriety, misappropriation. This. I don't know this petition because of the gravamen of the accusation and then the issues that the deputies, if the producer goes on air and writes a petition to your boss, the owner of the station, your owner won't take it lightly.
Sure.
Because on no producer, on no nekona krana. Mona what's now boss, ni akojobe ye na agenda setting deliberately seven previous no kojiska will be ho no siemfa we meto bama so ne enhro no. I don't think this is a matter that Dr. Kessben said no, let me
lawyer.
Lawyer. Because let me sweet it under the carpet. Because no, that is totally different from an outsider who then rise to lawyer Kessben say kwadwo prekondan kwa me hu say okodidi wo this restaurant, and I think that next enka aduane no to up to 2 cedis, but kwadwo spend 4 cedis, and I think say no de na yere anase ne back ho no de ko but ni say bia momre no senka. You can't compare these two. When your producers are alleging and accusing you to that of an outsider. Okay. Me, I feel bad. And this decision of President Mahama may haunt the nation for many years.
Would you be surprised if you find out that, I know, the EC is also gone?
Nothing is surprising.
Because General Mosquito keeps singing that same song.
For me now, with the removal of the Chief Justice, I can tell you nothing will surprise me under this government.
Okay.
And the extent to which they can go. First, they came for the Jews. And you said you were not a Jew, so you didn't care. Secondly, they came for the socialists. Also, they only socialists. The socialists for Then they came for the conservatives. Also, they came for the liberals. Then they came for you. And there will be nobody standing to fight for you. With this, I'm saying that the voices of reasoning, and not a Justice Torkornoo, tomorrow, you know which sector of our country. It could be your relation and that they are coming after. And to me personally, I think this decision is perverse. And the speed with which Abino received the report, the 10,000-page report in the morning, mid-morning, within 2 hours, near kind 10,000 pages, maybe satisfied themselves with the recommendation, wrote it out that same. I think it calls for Guinness record. A speed of light.
Guinness record is saying
the resetting is sharper than I thought, because 10,000-page document. The president was able to read this 10,000-page document and satisfy himself that the recommendations are fair and advised by his legal counsel that grounded in law. 10,000-page document within 2 hours. My goodness.
Honorable Sammi Awuku, and you know, 9 minutes past the hour of 6 minutes past the hour of 9. Nedin come on for national issues, and we're hitting down into the MPP. But my main kind way, I am Dagbon Joseph, an NDC, but Sammi Awuku is my mentor. That's nice. Yeah, that's
or Tamalia and so
Dagbon.
Dagbon means within the northern region.
Yes.
That's about no Dagbani. That's about.
Oh, okay.
I'm not just on now.
Oh, okay. What's it in?
But the national youth organizer.
Okay, yes, obviously into the
minimum all the joints.
Hi, this man is so humble. I'm Florence from Akuapem North. Some of us are happy to have you as our MP. Also, Nadia or de Ebaye and no. And then this one says that in fact I really like this man too. By the grace of God, he will be the president of the Republic of Ghana by Ifi Ibrahim of via Upper East Pusiga and Ode Nadia Ebaye. Now, Sammi, me I hit it down to the NPP. Now, people feel that the NPP is losing grounds, the grounds, with speed. One, you caught by election, Akuapem North, you caught Yanko, you Lusu. Then we did Yankasa, Akwetia, when we are the ones holding on to power, except Sebi, even Yabema Nija, Yakotuaba, Yasan Elusu. Then too many things comes in, as if say NPP is not really holding grounds again. Do you feel that the NPP is losing grounds?
So every political party goes through phases. Let me be very honest with you. Yet now Bemu successfully 8 years under President Kufuor. President Kufuor did a lot. Kufuor time and they free maternal care. Ghana ma ewo ye from ma to say Israel former. President Kufuor time and they did leap livelihood empowerment against poverty. And herefore no more below the poverty line, we're able to support them with
Kessben
some stipends. Kufuor time or the buy. President Kufuor time or the national health insurance a buy. These are legacy policies and initiatives.
Yeah.
President Kufuor time any day school feeding program, and they did two things. A fight come, a increase enrollment and increase retention. Abofano so ko school obenya aduane adi. Wonya aduane di ntino obetena dem ho. Nti ebe increase the enrollment and a retention. Cause we watwen yemu say ye de aduane beba. Then Kufuor time na Dubai. A buy for Ghana's business. Kufuor time na China, Ghana for kokwanso. In Tubaga, President Kufuor did a lot. But the height of the global housing crisis and the crunch.
Yes.
In 2007, 2008. Ye nipa a refie bemu. Ye call polls no NPP ko lusu. It's answer nipa no why discomforted because of nania ekoswe wiase afanena. Even though we're in government successfully for 8 years, Jonajekun Kufuor tikesi ebwadwen. Then enters the NDC. Then MPP esabai. Nanado buy in terms of policies and programs, MPP ejuma. A lot, kwejo. The flagship policy of free SHS, one ambitious program of a government within the last century. Because it provided an opportunity for the rich and the poor child to dream So Muna can sit in the same classroom. There were Chimota, there was St. Augustine's, there were Akuapem, there were Presec, Fancy Pim, and all. So it removed barriers. Ye no fi honum aban no beto. In fact, the NPP inherited an IMF economy. NPP betna kunyanso 2017. Now the country was already under IMF at President Mahamudu Ejao. But because of the programs of the Akufo-Addo government, Pian Felimpo Krase were under an IMF economy. Uye no fi the industrialization agenda of Ghana. The one district, one factory. As several Ghanaian companies were supported to either expand or we helped some to build from the scratch. The government's programs are not ever left, right, center. And you could share in time, Kessia. Now, you're not MPP for sometimes 18 years. We're doing so well near Kushia in time, Kessia. Like President Kufuor faced with the global economic crisis, Akufo-Addo faced his version with the COVID. COVID no ubite Wuhan laboratory. No akwakwa year experiment that goes bad. Na ni oton wache wo mamobi abenya yare no. Across the world, Ghana's COVID fighting effort was hailed globally by the World Health Organization and all. But it came at a cost. The cost was that nipa hu betrayal. We saved lives at the expense of the economy. Governments had choices to make. Oko Spain, Edu baby, the prime minister gave up. Or say at this point, each man for himself. Because as a government, we've done everything. They died in tens and thousands in Spain and Italy. And Edu baby in the hospitals of Madrid and in the hospitals of Rome. People had to choose. In fact, the doctors were making decisions as to whether you will live or you will die. Yet then it's 2020. Many governments lost elections in 2020, but the NPP prevailed. But you will not be facing the cost of post-COVID. And they are not by Ghana for core polls and your to TI. I won't fault the Ghanaian people. Because when you feeling the pinch at the pump, unkoshe government policy, you feel that ubotomunye near the koto abani the NDC. 8 months into the government of President Mahama, mind you, they still have some element of goodwill. We lost our brother painfully, Ernest Kumia. Would have been the wish of Ernest. No, but a parliamentar. Akuapem North direct. Me dane many on many two man.
Okay.
Enyen chen. Me dane many like directly many bonenim. Many abemano had plans for Akwetia. Nanso Fofia and Twata. No, they call 8 months. The people, I'm sure, who shared the elections. It's not that they humiliated the NPP, not at all. Akwetia too has been a swing. 2012 it was NDC. 2016, and NPP be winning back with Amase. 2020, and a call back to the NDC. And at 2024, NPP sang BJ. To our on my last 3 elections, almost swing it. 2012, 2016, 2020, they've had 4 elections. They've had 4 different MPs. 8 months into a government. Then you have senior members of the NDC, Collins Dauda, saying that no power and Koyama Penia, Nakwetia for Antoine Moma developing BN about a psychological impact. But for the next 3.5 years, the people to Ubia Kajom say, Montua Maya, Bibian Kosoho, Modesha and Modoba, and so I'm on the Trana Munimo, and NS contested in 2029. So they had also that familiarity with him. I don't think MPP losing Akwetia by election shows that we are weak as a party. In fact, President Kufuor, when he was president, we won every by election during our time. But we lost the 2008 elections. In the by elections, you have the entire country congregating in one constituency. You see goodies. When you are lucky, you scrape through. When you are not lucky, you lose it. Obiya now they compare Assin North. Assin North was close to the general elections. That time, the mood of the country had been tilted against the NPP. The sitting member of parliament was NDC. And the elections, so you close to general election. which the mood, for me was not going to make a difference. Kumewu MPP retained it. It was also close to general elections. If we just close to general elections, and we had certain MPs who are our own. I don't think the MPP should be dispirited. As I said, we are going through a phase. What I am worried about is that we don't run party operations and internal disagreement on radio.
And that's what's happening.
And that is why I say I'm worried. And I think that I will encourage the national officers, a Senator Kremenya Asemwa, Omoka, and discipline too must come from the top. Is
it the fact that because we have seen a lot of things nanka you feel say executive be to me a check no a typical example has to do with even your bro chairman abronye going out all out or not across setting the TV on social media lambasting the executives soon to me chairman moka say okay my uncle ha nebi moko obetwen later you find them now issuing statement to say, oh, yeah, Kasama Munko, we last 1 year and that kind of thing. What is happening?
After elections, the party is going through a phase. And yet unusual. It happened same in the NDC. It happened same when we lost Warri. In new. What you do is that you dust off and I know that you are a party. I am part. It's a party. And always don't forget as a political party that you have another election to contest. You cannot continue to cry over yesterday. You have to move on. And you have to also make plans and changes, any amendment for the future. The MPP you see today, our undying spirit. We can sink low, we have the potency of also rising. 2015, the party took decision under our fourth Republican rule for a major political party. We didn't have a substantive national chairman. We didn't have a substantive national affairs vice. We didn't have a substantive general secretary. But this party was able to dig deep in search of his soul, a contested a general election against a sitting president who was seeking re-election and an incumbent party to win. So never discount the spirit of the NPP. NPP now who knows an offshoot of a tradition. Mind you, a statifi yana dankwa moso. Dombo, Buzia is gone through phases and is faced turbulence as it changes its name. But its colors and its roots and tradition has never changed. Inti, what I want to encourage my colleagues at the regional level, at the constituency level, at the national level, because here to abe we are. Me take part of the blame. Say be what I could have done. It be a man and me lose. I won't heap the blame on one person. It will be a tragic mistake for me to sit here and say so. Yemfa blame them money pabako. And I yemfa more President Kufuor Nkwa. And I yemfa more Dr. Baomi Nkwa. And I yemfa more minister. Yenna me say we are collective in the situation we find ourselves in. Because it be a ubu hon man wa frame ya na onyame ebi anka me peke sa call bi na na frame na banka information bi I could have saved the situation ubu hon mo a ebi na be hwehwe Sammi Awuku but na ho be 1 hour 2 hours intini bufu ye let me give you an example. There's this woman in one of the constituencies, Fantiakwa. Then the MP drew my attention. So ma me bitter about me adan also obe na ne bayare ti obe train no hwehwe no NLA obetena ho no na ope support the Nebanako hospital o mama na ehume na Nebano, she eventually lost the child. Okay, I didn't know receptionist no take ABNLA never even brought it to the attention of the Director General Secretariat for me to even know say be a part in EB now. So reception and me ko blame no me na me head of the entity to me meswa blame and let us stop say we and kwano ye we and me say a collective in the situation we find ourselves in. But one thing that I'm sure of is the undying spirit of the MPP, and I'm confident say look and me I believe say yeah the Dr. Baumia could be more boy
because I'm coming to that.
No problem. If I can dovetail into
yeah, let's go.
Because first of all, Mijidi said, "Enya ono ena die co-opposition."
Now why?
It was a gamut of issues. For instance, obi ko akwa na mama example. So obi obetina me mechi o na menyawe. That party person stayed away from the polls. How can that be the fault of Dr. Bawumia? Obi wo Accra hey in the heat of the election. No be abaye. Ya be piano niemagu. Ebia ne na kakra de akofadwa, o de akofa niema oba be ton enma na yire anase ni kunu ne mansa akoma no. Ya be piento si na egu. Asa brim na ka ho. Masa, no matter how much you love your party, you won't go and vote. Nipa na ebia in that score no, e may on it office, an regional minister at the office, but onim se ebia an action that took place, I'm gonna lose 10 votes for the party. Another example, board in Sika Ekoye share bond imobi. Through the problems in post-COVID and the government's debt restructuring, a bank taking bitter pill to save the economy, but you also lost vote. We needed to make a choice whether to save the economy in Ghana or to take a political position.
And that was a leadership decision.
And that I'm saying, a political, a leadership, but a choice. Either you want to save your country and its economy, or you are saving your vote. And I'm saying, so those decisions, I'm saying, no, what the SWAT Dr. Bawumia. I'll also give you another example. Police for. Ebi omo complaining ebi a papa we hire you, papa say da. Papa no how no fi. Ebi ono an ebe na tena. That policeman will feel that even if Metuabama the last time, I won't vote for you. Omo obi ode ni sika ko ne pension. Aban as part of no for so restructure debt. Na aban de nsako kan. Oye wo party ni but offer the pain.
But Sammi says ye di ensa kan say sike na leader o tiswa na obua eye penyino o ka ho no eye Dr. Bawumia na emu. O te say moko thank you to ni say he then confesses to tell all of us say muka say me yenye say enso no ye say muka say me yenye say
you do an analysis the issues that led to your defeat, and NPP after every election we do an analysis of how we fared. And this is who you have in the Kessben report. The same thing they faced, Enubia. With the grounds and the feedback now, the election review committee, and the Okwe report, and none the former flag bearer, and that of your friend is saying, the general secretary and the party leadership were giving highlights. Until Nkofo release a report, now I found it weird. Nobody will release a report to you. They can speak to the issues that were raised. Because report to printer back one for safekeeping. And then guided the party in its decisions and next steps. And one of the recommendations was that we should have an early presidential primaries. It's one of the recommendations.
The top bottom approach that we are facing now.
Why? It's not when people say top or bottom, I don't come in because the presidential primaries is a standalone election.
Okay.
And let me educate our viewers and our listeners on this matter. Otu Abeyi polling station executive our mandate for 4 years. Whether the parliamentary candidate wins or not, or no there, or till 4 years. Otu Abeyi a presidential candidate, or no only mandate for 4 years. Or mandate for the election done in him. Otu Abeyi constituency executive, electoral area coordinator, regional executive, national executive, omo mandate for 4 years. Into omo mokwaya mokwaba. The term of office near 4 years. But me as a parliamentary candidate in the last election, if I had lost my elections, I cease to be a parliamentary candidate. It's a part in the beginning the process to look for a new one. So it's not a bottom or top.
Okay.
A early presidential primaries. But I've been fortified in my belief in the aftermath of that decision. Said the decision that National Delegate Conference took was a good decision.
Was a good one.
Why? Because Utie Kasana no share what party name now. You are better off doing away with the presidential primaries. And we are enough time to heal. Because look, people are deliberately smearing people.
Why do you say deliberately?
Deliberately. But deliberately because on him say idea we be American for this aspirant and you no credit. But this son say be a ye presidential primaries. And with this, I'm being very brutally frank with you. Ubetimi enye sukwa no maybe. Asa 7 prediasa. Enya batwo any politics a. Enka sebe nke enye wa fene Dr. Baumia, enye wa fene Kene Japan, enye wa fene Brian, enye wa fene Kwabene Japan, enye wa fene Dr. Yaweduchum. Inti don't use the presidential primaries to fight those proxy wars. Because here we are, omuna MPP are this year in this contest of NIPA 5, right?
Yes, 5.
5 no. Omon bodro, there'll be a winner.
Sure.
Inti when the winner emerges, how do you work with the winner when deliberately you decided to go on an onslaught? Now we soon him say, "Never be American, and they are funny panono, and then your opponent will put these stuff together and then fight on me." One thing that I don't subscribe to, the negative politics, and I cross my heart and hope to die. There are enough qualities and values that Dr. Baumia possesses here I can sell him with. I don't need to attack Ken, attack Brian, attack Kwabena, attack Osei to raise Dr. Baumia. The one I have to turn my guns towards is the NDC. Because here we are the internal one now. Yeah, the Kwako face the NDC. And then before pay, yeah, bought trial matches are near record the injuries. If they do the main match, now your injury list in the also. And that for me, look, I am an unrepentant fan of Dr. Baumia.
Kessben,
but I'm NPP.
2.9.
Even though I'm supporting Dr. Baumia 1000%, and I believe he will make a fine president, and I'll make all the argument for him to be elected leader of our party. Because I think say people more and he possesses that unifying qualities or the ideas to move our party. He brings everybody together, and I'll sell him with his ideas, with his policies, the values he possesses. In the unlikely event, Dr. Baumia does not emerge presidential candidate. In the unlikely event, now Dr. Osei Duchum and I emerge and I Akuapem Japan Kala. And I say the Honorable Kene Japan, and I say Honorable Dr. Brian Champon. I owe it as an inherent duty, as a party boy, as a patriot, and as somebody may is NPP in my DNA and blood to make sure say I also market that candidate. Now, me fair with this field of aspirants is that I've seen quite a good number of young people. Are spread across in supporting these candidates in the flag bearer contest.
Yes,
I'm excited for a reason. They are learning the grassroots mobilization and politics because or this particular camp and they know how to do research, how to organize mini rallies, mini campaigns. Osei on his own, he's a political student now. Ebedu bebe be a Dutch or corporate MP or corporate regional executive or corporate national executive or corporate even president. When you have the know-how on how to organize even mini fundraisers, research, polling, communication, how to draft messaging, and how to write articles and how to organize events. But what did these camps and when me your learn the good stuff about politics and campaigning? Me, one of the things I made the NPP say. And that I'm forever indebted to this party. It's not any NPP. I didn't contest as an independent candidate. And yet NPP and Kamamidi National Youth Organizer and National Organizer. NPP ma be one Mama may for Mama may serve as Director General of the National Lottery Authority. And a party we are so no it training me John Boadu and some others. Charles Oredu, obey Deputy Foreign Minister.
Yes.
John Boadu, myself, and some key people. They may call China. I studied a bit with the Communist Party, even though a center left, on how to mobilize at the base. Party, so as airborne hoka, they may call several training programs or Germany to learn under the feet of the Christian Democrats Union. Angela Merkel party, CDU. Party are the make call under the Republican Party. Party are MPP they make call training under the Conservatives. To have quite a good view about how some of these campaigns are organized in the urban centers, in the rural areas, with policies and programs. I have to put it to good use to the MPP's benefit. Inti Obibiano or any other camp. All I'm saying is that learn the good stuff. If Meme side and Ako year, all of us come, we push that candidate. And in the event where, or likely event where I'm coming side, we all have to come here. It's the attacking is the MPP that loses at the end of the day. What makes it difficult for the national officers is that they are also not in a comfortable lead. I'm being very honest. It's difficult now being a national officer. Why? Because most aspirants we train and they complain, beba. Aspirants we be train and they complain, beba.
To the extent that it's almost supported by
which I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm very close to Dr. Bawumia. I haven't seen national officers even come to him. Or who am I? Just for meetings. It be a steering, be a neck, it be a council.
Would it not be a genuine, reason?
But the national officers, if there's a perception out there, say be a, and look, the perception echo both sides. There are some national officers are party for no accuse them of being pro-Ken. There are some national officers are party for no accuse of being pro-Dr. Bawumia. There are some national officers party for no accuse of being pro-Brian. Two maybe I mean time to say they approve them Japan or say the truth. International officers also themselves must also work on this perception because politics is a perception game. So they prepare you to, for instance, when I saw Dr. Bawumia filing a nomination form, and then on the party's website also Dr. Bawumia's camp didn't need it.
So why did they do it?
We didn't need it. No, we didn't fund it. Some of us saw it like any others who saw it. You can have a fanatic. It won't come from the chairman. Chairman Butino, me and me offer. Yes, also no what the streaming thing means. General Secretary, I'm not sure he was even aware. You won't get national organized. But
a pretty problem, you know that.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these things, are unnecessary. And Dr. Bawumia's side, we have effective PR machinery. Campaign messages and dissemination of information, infographics, our website, our online. We didn't need a party to cushion us. We didn't need it. It is hard way no koba. Then people then will capitalize on it that there's a deliberate attempt by national officers. Dr. Bawumia Bro, when we were in government, there was an allegation that officers and appointees were whipped to support him.
Yes.
He stomached it. Today, he is not in government. But once you are also raising the issue, yes, a national officer says support because of an indiscretion of somebody, maybe at the IT office. Because clearly, we have our own channels, our own website, your own robust communication directorate, headed by Nana Akumia. He's a consummate politician. Akumia, I served under him. I had the opportunity of becoming a good communicator because I served under Akumia. Indeed, we have enough muscle if we want to push our PR work. So, they give the party that bad name. Emma national officers, they are seen said they are supporting A or B. It doesn't help. For instance, when Honorable Ken Echo visited the party headquarters sometime back, General Secretary Sleepy said, Mr. President. Then you have the others also accused that we told you that then the General Secretary is supporting Ken. But Ken, any General Secretary, almost Mr. President, Mr. President. So it's a human institution. But one thing we shouldn't forget is that and yes, contest number. So all of a sudden we are not friends. They are not there. That is what I would say about it.
You were 10 minutes to go, but tell us, for instance, when you hear Ken more echo campaign, now they're doing all the campaigns, and all that, and they start giving you analysis of a slogan, say Aka 9 sorry, now Obetina Fie calculation 1 times 7 to 1.7 million and all that, to me country say Aka 9 and all that, it is not in there. Obetini country say Mamprisi for for Antoine Maye because this we told you that Obedi a presidential candidate to the Sebi you lose 1 million if you the northern sector and all that. Why do you want us to bring you in? Nina ejina wow candidate Dr. Bawumia. So how are we so sure that we still will need Dr. Bawumia in all this?
Okay. So
I find X in there.
For me, it's one of the best rallying calls in a campaign. The slogan, I'll commend the communications team of Dr. Bawumia and then the branding team for coming up with that slogan. And I tell you why. First of all, the Akanaipe is not a policy. Akanaipe is not a program. Akanaipe is not an initiative. But Akanaipe is a psychological warfare that with a little push, you be cross the dreaded 50+1. Election na ye kwakoto yen starting counting from 41%. The best starting counting from 1, 2, 3. But in spite of all the crises that you go through as a government when we were there, now over 41% still believed in the party and the candidate. Eko sa lie, eko to abama. These people are your loyalists. Because in the 2024 elections, I am fortified in my belief that NPP did not get a lot of the neutral vote. Because the varied reasons and the conditions are near womb and then so the 41+% were people who believed still in you and still felt that I can stand by you, and they could stand by Bawumia. It's even though the elections so you're in 2024, 2028, you're counting it from 41%. That your 41% psychologically are people are already they are with you. Much was a rain or shine. But the others you need to work on are Oma who felt disenchanted, disillusioned, dispirited, disoriented, and dissatisfied. So we have to work on them. So your Akanaipe is to reach out to these people who abandoned you, who left you because they were unhappy with the program, policy, or the other, or they were simply fed up, and you reaching out to them. So the Akanaipe for me is a rallying call. Now, it reminds me of Mekofa Boy Sabre.
Yes.
Kojan, I'll tell you one thing today. I haven't shared it, but I'll share it with you. Meko for National Youth Organizer in 2014, a call vetting. I was made to sign an undertaking. Boy Sabre. Me started Boy Sabre slogan. It came from a constituency youth organizer. No best ram for ye bon come out say Charlie. Sammi Boy Sabre na mo me nya ntimi fankon ko win election. Not the slogan was nya ho na ja ko be di youth organizer nko win election. Na Boy Sabre street that's why hot. Ti o call me ti odi na msa friend. Baba Tofik asem na making.
Okay.
I say Baba you know okay Boy Sabre na nya bad slogan no. So me Facebook so me throw Boy Sabre ... and check. And a girls no ebe twaso nya boys nkwa na abre o girls so abre. Then me see former me kwaya campaign yes Sammi only boys abre papa no nya boys ne girls nkwa ya mre waso abre. Then ye nkokra so abre. Then it became a slogan that resonated. It wasn't a policy. When I became National Youth Organizer, there was no policy I implemented as Boys Abre policy, but it was a rallying call to the youth and to the party people that Boys Abre, Girls Abre, so let's fight for power. The Akanaipe for me is a rallying call and slogan. It's not fun as a policy of Bawumia or the camp. Bawumia outlining the policies that no be on. Did you hear Akanaipe policy? No. He said that with that Akanaipe, what it means is with a little push, we'll go over there. That 41%, only me bayad and say Bawumia will be woman a loyalist who believed in him as a candidate in that 41+%. And you have people who are dying the MPP. on a part in here there. So that combination gave us the 41%.
Okay.
So meaning his factor cannot be negated.
Okay.
For me, I think that is one profound slogan, and if you're not at the top, you won't be a topic. And I repeat, if you are not at the top, you won't be a topic. The mere fact that the Akana became topical and a discussion among the other presidential hopefuls.
For us to find the X.
As for I could that may catch any in the president says almost the campaign called algebra and the calculus. Until we work the calculations.
Oh, okay.
But clearly, you can't also. Me, I won't fault him on his campaign. And in a campaign, you take a shot. What it shouldn't degenerate into is personal attacks. Ebi mo kofa mamprusi kusasi. So okay. I compare kuna mo akasano. Or no, he's a politician. Was it President Mahama Equatorial with 1 million?
Yes.
It took him 8 years.
Yes.
Dr. Baumia went home with 1.7 million. If 1 million equals 8 years, 1.7 million is X. So find X.
Yes.
It's a fair shot at the Baumia campaign. It is not an attacker, because it's personal. It is not an attacker, it's derogatory. So the Baumia camp must respond with the fact and figures that, okay, we accept the algebra campaign or the calculus campaign, but we disagree with you on that because, and I'm telling you why. When that X you were talking about, it was Mahama Akufo-Addo. Right? In 2016, Mahama had been president of TCT. So he was facing Akufo-Addo the second time. Mind you, Akufo-Addo faced Mills 2008, Mahama 2012, and 2016 faced Mahama.
Yes.
Now, Mahama faces Baumia. Baumia faces Mahama for the first time. Baumia won't face Mahama in 2028. It's up to the NDC to now bring a candidate to face Baumia who will be second time appearing on the ballot. We have found X. The truth of the matter is that X is going to be president in 2028.
Okay.
And anybody who took the ballot paper in 2024 was seeing Mahama's face for the fourth time.
Yeah.
In 2012, in 2016, in 2020, and in 2024. Okay. Niana of J ballot paper in 2016 was seeing Anado's face for the third time. 2008, 2012, and 2016. So there's wisdom in consistency. And people sometimes, apart from policies and programs, they vote on trivialities. There's no way I am clear in my mind. And I've never asked Kwejo Preko Dankwa his political affiliation. But what I do know is that Kwejo Preko eto about meme persuaso. Now I'm on the ballot. Kwejo, regardless of his political affiliation, won't vote against me.
Sure.
Because why? Because you have a personal relationship with me.
Sure.
It's not about programs or policies.
Sure.
But that Obia Otimi Fafun Freno as Minia. Charlie, bro, this is what they happen. Charlie, we go fee hang out. It's Obi on any pan ne mosque. On any pan on ne sorry. Into politics, apart from the hardcore politics of policies and programs. Obi to Abamami. Me na me catch oh me billboard ya me fell. Some of the old women in my constituency. Omo no money aje. Oh papa Mira oh yeah nika dodo. Ono no dey o de koto ye no. One kote policy or program. Obi wo hono mo a ukọ na yie. He will never forget. Say minya ye ebi omo na mehwe kra na so mbeba no mama bado buy.
It's true.
Obi wo hono mo a one ne ba in the school. So don't think say it's always about the hard politics. Sometimes the soft side of it. President Mahama because of how I not share the short sleeve. Somebody can tell you that. That me who said I will be or what swag me. People can vote on. Me told my Dr. Baumia because I love his smile.
Oh yeah.
Into the X we are talking about. President Mahama won't be on the ballot in 2028.
Okay.
Dr. Bawumia will have to face a new NDC candidate when he emerges.
Okay.
And for that Ghanaian who is going to vote the second time, Obengu Bawumia's face the second time.
Okay.
And we'll be seeing an NDC face also for the first time.
Okay.
It can be persuasive.
Quick one. People keep saying we should change the team around Bawumia now.
Bawumia
What do you have to say about that?
he's yet to announce his campaign.
Oh, okay.
And I can tell you that he's effected changes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He's effected changes.
Okay.
Now you have even 8 young ladies, even part of his AIDS and PR team and all. So as for the changes, baby.
Okay.
But people should also be fair. If you are talking about complete wipeout, every leader to Nanyano must have some handlers and conform motion anymore. That's true. When he is in public, or turn left and right, no one signal or be money. Kwejo won't understand. Obisa President Mahama. NDC said that no need stand in Finiho. That time. On clear on money. Too many times. Stand on money. No more but 3 names cry.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, he also kept them in the loop, kept fidelity to them, worked hard with them. But there are some roles that they were playing for him. It do baby almost scale back. First now about 5. Say maybe a kobo 2. First now about 9. It be a kobo 3.
Okay.
But I know that Dr. Bawumia definitely has caused some changes around him. And when he puts out his team, and let me wish all the aspirants luck.
Okay.
I'm wishing all the aspirants luck in this journey.
Okay.
Let me wish Dr. Bawumia success at the polls.
You're wishing them luck.
Yes.
But you're wishing Dr. Bawumia success
in
at
the polls. And I think he will make a fine president. But then whom he has a party Nibia will attack any of the others, even when you disagree with the person's candidature.
Okay.
Someday the internet doesn't forget.
All right.
The Nipana Ibia Wokwama no Ebedu baby no omo sorted na yakofa wo post and I won't say ma okay. And it makes it difficult.
Sammi, Medasepa.
But make 2 things answer. Medawase. And for the NPP folks at Mutie, I want to encourage you. Rebuilding but there's something that we can get there. I take inspiration from 2 verses. One, the book of Zechariah chapter 4 verse 9. Or says Zerubbabel, when Saudi Asher dynasty, or the sons and baby. Holy book of Quran, so chapter 13 verse 11. Or said no cred. That's very. Allah will not change the condition of a group of people until they change it themselves. Allah will way on sani pane shebre, just any pane to anam. Meaning that and that is the rebuilding the NPP is doing. In the book of Zechariah, or say when Saudi share a dynasty, the sons and baby. To meaning that we all have to commit to the rebuild. Let's help the national officers, the regional officers to stabilize the party. And I'm confident this spirit the NPP has, it won't die. But that's it.
Mr. Medasepa. Now this one says, Kojo, good morning.